Here we go again. Hey, hey, here we go again. What's up, world? What's up, world? Oh, man. Ay, ay, ay. It is a delight to be live again. It's a delight to be alive. And if you keep that mind set, I think you be good. You know? I am just going to wait as people arrive and just sit here in gratitude. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to look over my notes. Oh, man. I hope as everyone joins in, or whomever does, whomever doesn't, I hope that you all have been having a fantastic weekend. I hope that you've gotten some rest and are able to be successful in the coming week. Yes. We have someone who has joined us. Thank you. And of course, what's up, world? Shoot me a message, chat to me. We are in a second lively Robin. Hello, hello, and good evening. And thank you so much for joining me. I am very grateful, very, very grateful. And I thank you so very much. I've been trying to promote this baby and letting them know in advance as best as I can, my plant fam, come and join me on this topic of composting and the best soil that you can use for your plant babies that we have here. Hello, hello, outdoors with Larry and Robin. What's up, what's up, what's up? What's up, world? I thank y'all so much for joining on this lively chat number 2, where we are talking about compost and the best soil. I am going to be here for a solid 30 minutes chatting with all of my plant family around the world, and I cannot express my gratitude. First off, my thanks, all of my people that subscribe to me. I want to show you the most love. I want to show you the most anticipation as we grow together in this Green Life project all over the place. And the topic, as I said again, is composting. And it's something that I started 5 months ago, where I got the raised gardens, and I first off just put a bunch of large stick stems, everything at the bottom of it that I could find, to take up as much space as possible, because these things will naturally decompose as you give the years of putting soil and everything over it, so that it can just compost naturally without you having to get about 20 bags of soil to fill up that very high raised garden that I fortunately have. And after discovering a big pile of leaves in the backyard that was there for about a year, because we had a yard guy that started raking it, and it's a very big backyard. I mean, he was doing a phenomenal job. He just started raking up all the leaves, putting them in piles, and he had this large pile of oak leaves, right? And he just did not show up again. I'm pretty sure not even to pick up the money he was paid to do the yard work. So after a year or so, you can look at my previous video 5 months ago, where you see me and little Abelgard on the thumbnail, the little pug. I love him. You can see him on the thumbnail, where he was there with me when I first started this composting project, where I discovered, hey, these leaves here. Okay, who we got here? You need to find some cow pies that have essential elements. Ah, cow pie. What are those? I hadn't. Are you talking about cow? Oh, I got you. The cow pies. Yes. I put some black cow in the compost, um, but they do have they do have very beneficial nutrients like phosphorus. They have a lot of potassium in there. Um, the most recent ingredient to the coffee compost is, of course, a large bag of coffee grounds. I went to Starbucks and talked to my guy Woe and this awesome team there, and I'll get Mary Grace like a pumpkin spice latte dati or whatever, you know. And I'll ask them, hey, you guys need me to get rid of some of that their coffee grounds that you all have, and they'll give me a huge bag of it, and I bring it right back and I put it in the compost and I layer it over the horse manure, the cow, black cow, all of that. I just layer it, and then I'll get myself some. I like to take my vegetables out of the house that we won't be using, like broccoli, where you just chop it up, and the leftovers you take it, you put it in a bag, and you dump it on into the compost as well. And I'll take wood chips as well, to just say a little bit about the compost that I have, and I'll go more into that. But tell me some more about what you all are doing with your soil mixes, what has worked best for you, um, what are some things that you add to your compost. And of course, hit me in the chat, comment, don't be shy. I love to answer questions if you have those. I'm just happy to be with my plant family, wherever you are, whoever you are, whatever you're doing. Thank you for taking the time. Yes, indeed. You're gonna have to tell me more about them cow pies. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. You know. Oh wow, they. I'm learning as well because again, this is my second time going live, and I can see the amount of likes that are up on the screen. That is very cool. You know. Ah, you cleaned out the chicken house and are using that? Okay, okay, Robin. I thank you for that. Though I found that chicken and all of their benefits to a garden, how they can mix up the seeds. If you just let them out, they'll go step in it and throw around the seeds for you, you know. And of course, they they're the chicken poop. You add that to your compost, that's gonna add even more benefits to your compost as you create the soil. I haven't purchased gardening soil in a long time. I'd say maybe I hadn't purchased about 3 months or so, and it may not be long for most people, but for me that is a very good amount of time. You know. Ah, yeah, okay, yeah. So you have to let that dry out. Okay, you have to let the chicken droppings completely dry out because of they're high in ammonia. That is a very good tip to know, you know, especially for the gardeners out there that may be getting different manures from all over the place, you know. So chicken droppings, you want to let them dry out first because they're high in ammonia, and you don't want to be putting that in your soil or your compost. You got to let it get nice and rich first, and that's something that I'm learning. Waiting and being patient is the most beneficial characteristic a person can have while gardening. Because I'm planting seeds, you know. I planted some garden seeds as well. You know, I planted some sunflower seeds as well. You know, how's, how's it going now? There's my neighbor right there. Yes, and he's letting his dogs out. So we gonna have some barking in the background. So, but she has her toy, little cute angel baby. She has her toy. She's doing. She sometimes is good, but she may get to barking at us. We never know. You know. So I want to thank you guys so much for all the support that you give me, all of the info, you know. Uh, it's very, very beneficial when I can find so many answers like on here. You guys have given me ideas that I never would have thought of, like the ammonia thing with the chicken droppings. Um, Another thing, like different pest control items that I can get that are very, very cool. And I am grateful that I can uh, lean on my support system while as well sharing the information as I get it. Um, so stay tuned, Plant Fam, because I have a part two of the previous video that I did. So be on the lookout for that. What else? What else? And just growth in general, you know. So stay tuned for the growth that we have with the sunflower seeds. I just planted some more of those. Uh, oh yeah, the pest control. We have your, say for instance, we got a ant issue where, okay, you have your fire ants, which is one type, and then you have your carpenter ants, which is what I'm thinking we're dealing with. We have the lights that go from the tree where I have the monsteras growing, and they connect to the house to get that nice lighting effect. And the carpenter ants are using the lighting to march off the tree and right into the house on the roof and all that, you know. So they're just marching on, you know, with with the lighting that we have here. So we're gonna have to figure that out. And we got some treatment I left in the house, but we are going to use that treatment to see how it does with the carpenter ants. So stay tuned for that. I am grateful that I have it, and I thank you all so much um, for it, Robin, because that recommendation and how we're going to use it, I think is going to be beneficial because you've used it before and you know how it will, you know, give us good results when we're battling these ants that will not stop. But one thing that I found out is weird because you can't see a benefit in having ants, right? I had one of the individuals that are on Instagram say that there is a benefit to having ants in the garden, but these ants aren't in the garden. They're going from the tree to the house, and I don't want them on the house. But a benefit is letting them tunnel into the garden, and with those tunnels allow oxygen to go throughout the soil. And that was intriguing. You know, I am not going to be, yeah, allow that. I'm gonna have to take them out. You know, I don't want any carpenter ants that will be, you know, eating up my wood on the house and all that. I just want to have a nice oasis. I work very hard on it, and I try to keep my goal from being, you know, deterred with the little guys that we call fire ants and carpenter ants. So thank you for that. And I'm gonna be utilizing that more so than anything right after this video. So I'm getting right back to work. I just put on a decent shirt to try to look okay for the live. But yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So let me know in the comments, because this video will post. Just because you didn't join the live doesn't mean you can't comment. Feel free to comment in the comment section, because what YouTube will do, as they did with the previous one, they'll just post this up as another video, and you all still can interact whether you was involved in the live or not. Just know that you can still can do it. Earthworms work best for the soil. Yes. Outdoors with Labber and Robin. Yes, that is true, and I thank you for highlighting that. So for my people that like to go and get your any kind of worm castings, you can just choose these type of earthworms and put them in your compost. Fortunately for me, the worms just started to naturally show up after a while, you know. Um, the natural stuff that I might make as far as compost, with the natural things that I make, I can say I make natural, not necessarily organic, but I do make my own fertilizer. And that is where I take say for instance, rice, put it in the most simplified manner without getting too scientific. I take rice, put it in water, let it sit for 3 days. In another container, I put whole milk in one container, let it sit for 3 days. And after that, I skim both of those off, with a very nice cloth that will allow only the liquid from these two, and none of the debris or anything that settles at the bottom. But basically, I take those two containers, mix them together while um, keeping all of the big bacteria out of the container. And once you mix those two together, you let it basically ferment for another 3 days. And the longer you allow it to ferment and create more bacteria that is healthy and beneficial to the roots of the plants that you're going to add this bacteria to, the longer you let it ferment, the more bacteria grows. You add a unsulfured syrup to it, and that feeds the bacteria. And you just keep doing that process as time goes on, making a more stronger, more potent fertilizer. So that's just one of, and it's way more details and all that. And I just always do research, and that's how I found out how to do that. So I no longer buy fertilizer, and it's all about figuring out how to use what you have to get what you need to get for the benefit of the plants to keep growing, and sharing your knowledge as you go upon the journey. And I thank you for that question. And I love answering questions at the best of my ability because, like I say, I'm always learning. Um, and I learning about what kind of compost you all are making, um, what has worked best for you in the process of gardening, because I've taken indoor plants and taken them outdoor, and now I've gotten outdoor plants into the yard, growing the monsteras up the tree and growing the outdoor garden jungle in a way that I never would have thought possible. And it's all because of the sunlight. Sunlight has the most impact on plant growth. And if you give your plants, your garden, a good view of the sky, you know, what natural pest repellents? Okay, natural pest repellents is all, say for instance, mint. If you got a peppermint type of if you have like a peppermint repellent that's very easy and natural, because you can put mint leaves from your garden that you're growing mint around the door area or any kind of behind your refrigerator, and it will repel, because that type of scent is very potent for the rodents that will try and get in your house. I have a peppermint spray that is phenomenal. It smells great, and it repels bugs or pests, and it really does a phenomenal job. And I really have a nice good container of it, so we gonna be very good when the winter kind of approaches and the temperatures drop, so you have a likelihood of pests try to get in, because that's where the warmth is. That's when you want to put all your natural pest control things in action to keep those pests out. You want to keep them out, because it's not fun taking a nap on the couch and you look up and like, oh, hey, that's a big spider right there. Yeah, I thought I was still sleeping, but I'm awake, and here's a big spider web in my face. You don't want to you don't want a spider to crawl across your face. Yeah, and wake up with that type of surprise. So keep that mint all around your house. I don't have the mint spray with me. I apologize. I should have brought it out, just to give the visual. But again, I am learning. This is my second live, and I cannot say how much I like it, because it is what it is. I just press the live button and then I stop it, and there we go. We got a whole new video of me just sharing moments with my plant family, which I am grateful for. And I don't know how long we've been going. I believe it's about 20, I don't know, 20 plus minutes. So I am not gonna hold you too much longer. But as I've said before, keep coming with the questions. If you have any, I'm happy to answer them. Even if it's after the live, throw those comments in that comment section. Subscribe, of course, and share your knowledge as we keep growing together, my awesome plant family. For those of you who have joined me, thank you. I am endlessly appreciative. Shout out to Outdoors with Larry and Robin. I love y'all. I thank y'all. And of course, y'all keep doing what you're doing with that firewood. Yes. And until next time, my plant family, you all know what to do. And that is keep planting and composting. Stay tuned for the next video, baby. Bye out. Bye out. Bye out.